people in this high-rise, they're very generous on what they give. I go to bed at midnight tonight, and then I wake up in the next morning at 6 o'clock and go down and buy the newspaper and stuff out in front of my door. It's that way all the time, day and night. My name is Charlie Wilson. I retired in 1972. My little wife gathered up some clothes and sent me to Skid Row to the cleanup center, the basement of the Catholic Church. And that started it. And so it kept getting bigger and bigger. The people in this building found out that I was taking clothes to Skid Row, and they started putting things in front of my door. It's increased over these years from maybe 10 or 20 pounds every week. We get over 1,000 pounds a month out of this building because the people know where it's going, see, and they trust me.
He's just got such a value for giving back. Every single day, he's somewhere all day helping people out. And that, I mean, that's really pretty amazing. He's been retired a long time. It started with he refers to her as his little wife, Louisa. And she would get used clothing and repair it. And I mean, their apartment is full. It's in honor to his wife, Luisa, who also had that value, and that his obligation to her, even though she's not on the planet physically anymore, is to continue that tradition.
He always walks, and he says that's what keeps him healthy. So we're just very, very grateful to have him. Grandpa Charlie is a fixture of the West.
The shelter's been around since 1980. We actually opened in Old Town. In response to the growing numbers of homeless women we were seeing on the streets of Portland, we knew that was just the tip of the iceberg. But we weren't open very long before we realized that pretty much every one of them was looking for shelter because of a domestic or sexual violence issue.
Hey, I opened it first time.
I think it's really critical in my value system for women and children particularly who've had the experience of having really violent men in their lives to have experience of men that are not violent. So really, Charlie just kind of tries to be a presence here. People can understand that not everybody is threatening and that some men can be loving and kind.
What Charlie does for us is he provides our prizes for our bingo game. And that's part of our activities that we do here at Elm Court is, to keep people connected and participating. And, some of them come in and they might just want to watch the morning news and have a cup of coffee. Some come in for lunch and then they visit with their friends. We have exercise classes here. We have painting classes, lots of different activities. But one of our most popular ones is bingo. And so prizes are important for bingo. And I heard about Charlie when I first started that, this guy, I said, where do we get all the prizes from? And he said, well, this guy will just show up with all these prizes and just, So here they were, and today here they are. So we're very enriched by his gift.
The people in this high-rise, they know that those little old ladies like knickknacks and things that are just catching dust in their apartments. They just love that kind of stuff down there. There was a man that lived down in one of those single-room occupancies. He was due to pay his rent. His check didn't arrive on Friday. They put him out in the street on Saturday. They found him froze to death on Sunday, and his check came on Monday. You don't get that kind of stuff out of newspapers. That was told to me down in Skid Row, see, because I'm down there. I used to be down there a lot more, see. There's a lady down in Skid Row, the name of Sue. I saw her in the street one time. She said, Charlie, it's the lady, my birthday. So I put $2 in an envelope every time. I said, "Happy birthday, Sue." She's still down there, and she's doing well, as far as I can see, better than a lot of people. She loves to go in that outreach ministry, and they take kind of look after her, see. And she's a friend of mine, and a lot of them are a friend of mine.
The clothes came with Louisa's love. And I think they still do. I think Charlie still puts Louisa's love into it all when he sends the things down.
Laurie called me a Skid Row Santa. I kind of like that, see. Yeah, thanks. I'll get her stuff up, so I'll just hold the door. I'm taking it easy, see. Clothes keep the people alive, see. If the clothes get wet, and then it starts freezing, then they're in trouble. They'll die if they don't get a place to stay, get dry clothes. No one has frozen to death in Skid Row for the last 16 years. You're doing good for somebody. You're doing some good in this world, see? You leave the world a little better than what it was. Is that right? The whole thing is Louisa's legacy, everything we do.
Charlie's wife, Louisa, was a very devout Catholic. And anytime anybody's in trouble, and he'll come up to me in the hall and say, "I hear that so-and-so is having some trouble. I don't need to know what it is. Would you like me to light a candle?"
I get good playback sometimes on these things, very good playback. And people say, "Charlie, Charlie, it worked, your candle worked. Please light a candle for me, light a candle for my little daughter. Light a candle for my grandchild who's getting operations on her legs." It is an honor and pleasure for people to ask me to light little Louisa candle. All these love stories I write about bears and that stuff, I'm really writing about Louisa myself. I even named her Louisa and Charlie. El Gabacho. That's what the Spaniards call these Frenchmen that are up in the Pyrenees Mountains up there. They call them Gabachos. That's what the Spaniards call. Sometimes they call me a Gabacho. Now that's the day we got married. And there's the day, 1997, see? You know what she says down at the bottom here? "I would not change you for anybody in the world." "57 años, see? That's the last Valentine.
He has great value as a human being on the planet, and he makes it a better place. And that's what I would want him to know. Is it would be a tougher world without him.
Okay, after seeing you, the rest of my day is made.
Muchísimas gracias. Que tengas buen día.
Con mucho gusto. Okay, I'm gonna go on down to that other place down there. I'll try to get across the street here without getting hit. Okay, bye-bye.